Years ago, Sweden faced a similar problem to what we do here in the United States, which was, hey, our population of working class Swedes is not growing fast enough to support our future retirees. I almost said Americans, which was not what they are. And so we need to do something differently. And what they did seemingly worked pretty well. They took a portion of the payroll tax, which, right now is your FICA, the portion of your income that goes towards Social Security. Your employer also contributes an equal amount. And they started putting it into a government-sponsored, basically, investment pension plan. So you could go in and choose one of 5 different options. And quite frankly, it sounds very similar to the thrift savings plan, the TSP here in the United States for federal employees. If anybody is familiar with that's listening, there's like 5 options. They are incredibly cheap. And they're just broad-based investment options for you. And the point was made that, hey, that grew the fund fast enough in order to keep pace with the problems that the pension system was facing. And, it's quasi-privatization of the Swedish pension system, which I know a lot of Americans are afraid of. But generally, I don't think that I'm opposed to this idea. What I am opposed to is pretending that it is going to fix our problems with our Social Security system here in the United States, because we're starting way too late. Had somebody dreamed up this idea 40 years ago, maybe we would have been okay here to say, yeah, the portion that's gone into that private stock market-based pension system more than makes up for the losses we are seeing now in the deficits in the trust fund. But we didn't do that, and instead we are staring down a Social Security issue like 8 years from
Does everybody have amnesia, or is everybody just under 45 now? Let me read you a press release from the White House in 2005.
Please.
George W. Bush. As we fix Social Security, we must make it a better deal for our younger workers by allowing them to put part of their payroll taxes in personal accounts. This would be entirely voluntary. The money would go into a conservative mix, et cetera, et cetera. My point is, 20 years ago,
not a new idea.
Not ancient history, would have been actually a very difficult time because 2 years later, markets crashed.
Yeah, your money would have lost a ton of money.
So my point is, this was proposed. This trial balloon didn't even get like 5 feet off the ground. It got shredded, dead on arrival.
Yep.
So the government guarantee associated with every dollar of Social Security is sacrosanct, was the political lesson. This is never going to happen until Social Security, unfortunately, is unable to pay out benefits at all, and they have to introduce something to placate people running at Washington with pitchforks.
And by the way, then it's too late. Again, you could do this today,
This is
right?
Not,
like
this
if
is not
you
a
started,
fix, Mike. It's not a fix.
If you started now taking a portion of Social Security payroll taxes and instead saying, forget about a TSP, forget about self-directed, it's all run by somebody in the government who just puts it all into the stock market and index fund and hopes that it goes well. You've only got like 7 years. There's not enough time to make up for the lost portion.
No one's maintaining that this is
this guy fails to mention it in a 3-page article
I don't
about
know how
fixing
you don't
Social
mention
Security.
the Bush proposal and what happened to it. That's why I
poo-pooed it. I'm with you.
No, I'm not poo-pooing it. I like it. I'm pointing out that it was proposed to the highest levels.
Poo-pooing the article, not the solution.
I'm disappointed in the lack of resourcefulness on the part of the author who didn't bother to Google it.